on YouTube, starting us up on the Rumble. Let me get the music going, and let me move this out of the way. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, are you. Thank you for so much for coming in and watching. Today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday. February 15th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred on this calendar date throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 399 BC. Philosopher Socrates was sentenced to death by the city of Athens for corrupting the minds of the youth of the city for impiety.
Oh, good grief. Wow.
Poor Socrates.
He wasn't too popular, was he?
No, he wasn't.
His words last.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of people... that are renowned these days were not really as renowned during their time. So.
Oh, of course not.
438.
Most aren't.
Yeah. 438, the Theodosian Code of Roman Law was proclaimed in the Eastern Empire, the first law of reform since 295. So 295 to 438. So it was a while.
A bunch of years.
Yeah, Roman Emperor Theodosius II published the law codex, Codex Theodosianus. 590, Khosrow II, the last great Sasanian king, was crowned king of Persia. 706, Byzantine Emperor Justinian II had his predecessors Leontios and Tiberius III publicly executed in the Hippodrome of Constantinople.
Wow.
Moving on to 1220, Khwarezmian city of Bukhara taken by Genghis Khan Mongol army after a 12-day siege with the death of about 30,000 of its citizens. And here's art of tradition, that's the artwork, how they made art at the time, kind of like hieroglyphics telling a story, like on a book or something,
Yeah.
So, 1493, Christopher Columbus wrote the first account of his first voyage to the Americas in a letter to his patron, Luis de Santiago, treasurer of Aragon, who then published it. He did this while on board the Nina, with the other two ships being the Pinta and the Santa Maria.
Yeah.
But the Santa Maria was the flagship, right? Like the Nina and Pinta were the smaller ones.
That I can't tell you. Bigger name, though.
Yeah. 1763, Austria, Prussia, and Saxony signed the Treaty of Hubertsburg, marking the end of the French and Indian War and the 7 Years' War. So 2 wars ended with that. Nice. 1764, St. Louis, Missouri was founded as a French trading post by Pierre Lasalade.
Wow.
Now in Missouri, United States. It was in Spanish Louisiana at the time. 1768, first mustard manufactured in America was advertised in Philadelphia. And this is what I was talking about, remember?
Yeah.
It's just a jar with mustard. So, and it's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do so really quickly. Come on. There we go. Images. These are 2, looks like advertisements, and they both look old, so I don't know which one is older, although maybe this one, because, color is expensive.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, so... but yeah, this is an advertisement for mustard. Brown mustard.
Brown mustard,
yeah.
no less.
Yeah. 1798, Louis Alexandre Berthier proclaimed a Roman Republic after conquering Rome. The Roman Republic was proclaimed after Louis Alexandre Berthier, a general of Napoleon, had invaded the city of Rome 5 days prior. All right, so this is during, the Napoleonic... I thought the Napoleonic era was just after the 1800s, but...
No. Oh, well. This is just before here. What's the date again?
1798. Well, what I'm wondering is, because sometimes the sources I use, this says a general of Napoleon, but was he a general of Napoleon at the time, or would he become a general of Napoleon?
True.
And are they not writing in that bit of context properly? So,
well, that's possible, yeah.
1799, the first U.S. printed ballots were authorized in Pennsylvania. 1804, New Jersey became the last northern state to abolish slavery. 1805, Harmony Society officially formed. In 1830, beginning of the famous debate between French naturalist Georges Cuvier and Etienne Geoffroy Saint Hilaire on animal structure.
Now, hold on. Going back to slavery in New Jersey, were there actually any slaves in New Jersey, or is that just what they mandated? Is that just put into law officially?
That is a good question. I'm trying to clean this stupid speck off my glasses here, but it's just not coming off.
I'll clean it up for you.
But let's see. I'm gonna look that up. Were there slaves in New Jersey? History of slavery in New Jersey. They can see here. Slavery in New Jersey began in the early 17th century when the Dutch trafficked African slaves for labor to develop the colony of New Netherland. After the English took control of the colony in 1664, they continued the importation of slaves from Africa. They also imported seasoned slaves from their colonies in the West Indies and enslaved Native Americans from the Carolinas.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Oh, be darned.
At least, like, before they were a colony, maybe, they were, like, they were slaves.
For you?
No, I got the... It's just... No, it's fine. 1845, William Parsons, Earl of Rose, first used a 72-inch or 183-centimeter reflector telescope at Beer Castle, Parsonstown, County Offaly, Ireland. All right. 1851, black abolitionists invaded Boston courtroom, rescuing a fugitive slave. All right. Yeah, good. 1861, Fort Point in San Francisco, California, completed in garrison, but it had never fired a cannon in anger. And that I'm just gonna, just wetting this right here. But that's a mortar emplacement at that fort. No, the cloth is better. But that's a mortar emplacement at that fort. That's some serious firepower right there.
That is.
So, yeah, and that's on the.
What's the date of that? That looks way too modern.
That probably is too modern. This is 1861, so that probably is way too modern. But still, like that's on the southern end of the Golden Gate Bridge. Remember, we were on the north with all of those things, basically like that, but on the southern end. So it's that fort. Get rid of that. 1870, groundbroken for Northern Pacific Railway near Duluth, Minnesota. All right. We also have Stevens Institute of Technology, was founded in New Jersey, U.S., and offered the first Bachelor of Engineering degree in Mechanical Engineering.
Ah, how about that?
1872, the first use of the Bulletin de la Fédération Gersaine, or the first issue of that, the first, or one of the first anarchist newspapers. 1876, historic elm at Boston was blown down. Here's a photograph of it. So this was blown down by some heavy winds or something. That's really unfortunate. Historic Elm Street. All the way back then it was historic. 1879, U.S. Congress authorized women lawyers to practice before the Supreme Court. Women's rights, U.S. President Rutherford B. Hayes signed a bill allowing female attorneys to argue cases before the Supreme Court of the United States. Good. 1882, SS Dunedin left New Zealand for Britain with the first cargo of frozen meat. So trade.
Wow, from what?
1882.
Leave New Zealand for
Britain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't stay frozen, I wouldn't think.
Well, probably not, but cold enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
1895, 23 centimeters or 9 inches of snow fell on New Orleans, Louisiana. That's unusual for down there. 1898, USS Maine sunk in Havana Harbor, causing unknown, or the cause was unknown, but 258 sailors died.
Yikes.
Now, this is what I was talking about to the Spanish-American War. The battleship USS Maine exploded and sunk in Havana Harbor in Cuba, causing the deaths of about 274 of the ship's roughly 354 crew. This incident was used as a rallying cry for the United States to declare war on Spain. Very much like how Pearl Harbor got us into World War II, the Gulf of Tonkin incident to justify our involvement in Vietnam, and 9/11/2001 to get us back into the deserts of the Middle East. It's always, we have mastered the art of looking like the victim to justify us imposing our will upon something else. They actually, in the 90s, I believe, that a FOIA, a Freedom of Information Act, exposed a document that confirmed that the Gulf of Tonkin was used as a false flag attack to get U.S. citizen support to invade Vietnam. It was all a ruse. So, people did die.
The one wasn't
it happened.
A ruse was Pearl Harbor, for sure.
Well,
I don't know about this incident in Cuba.
Yeah.
But...
no, that's what got us into the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
So... 1889, Tsar Nicholas II of Russia issued a declaration known as the February Manifesto, which reduced the autonomy of the Grand Duchy of Finland, thus beginning the first period of oppression. 1902, Berlin U-Bahn, the Underground Railway, opened. 1902. That's a while ago. 1903, first lady, or the first teddy bear introduced in the United States, made by Morris and Rose Mitchum. The teddy bear went on sale in Brooklyn, New York. And, this is a ship that exploded in Cuba.
Oh, whoa.
So, yeah.
That really blew up.
Yeah, no, it was a big thing. And here's a teddy bear.
I'm surprised they didn't. I had one that looked similar to that when I was a little kid. Similar, but that's in bad shape. But
yeah.
1905,
the first thoroughbred horse race met in Ocalawan Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. All right. 1918, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania adopted the Gregorian calendar. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty late, 1918.
Yeah, I think there's another one later on, actually. Yeah, there is. 1 year later, though, 1919, U.S. Legion, or the American Legion, organized in Paris, and that's interesting.
American Legion.
Yeah. I'm just going to double check to see if we are. Okay, good. 1923, Greece became the last European country to adopt the Gregorian calendar. So there you go. All the way to 1923. 1926, 1 century ago, I have two of these. Brooks Atkinson Theater opened at 256 West 47th Street, New York City. Okay. And contract airmail service began in the U.S. All right. 1927, the silent film It was released in the U.S. starring Clara Bow, and I don't think this is anything to do with Stephen King. I think this was before he even wrote his novel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So-
I'm sure. Well, I don't know when he wrote his novels, to tell you the truth.
Not
It doesn't seem
before
like that.
1927.
I know.
So,
I know.
I mean, he's still alive. There's no way, he would have been able to write that,
He is still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So it'd be way after that then.
Yeah, like actually when,
'Cause he'd be 100, almost 100 years old now.
let's see here. His book was released in 1986.
Okay.
So that was way after, yeah. 1930, Winona Mustangs beat Tulacana Wildcats in Illinois basketball tournament in 10 overtimes, 26-22.
Oh, high-scoring phenomenon there.
Yeah. 1932, as a member of the gold medal-winning U.S. four-man bobsleigh team at Lake Placid, Eddie Egan became the only Olympian to win gold medals at both the summer. He got the boxing gold in Antwerp in 1920, and the Winter Games in different sports.
Well, obviously a different sport in the winter.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I've never
Yeah.
heard of anybody winning a summer and a winter, but I'm sure there's been a number of people.
Yeah, I wonder how many by now.
Yeah.
1932, Australia beat South Africa in cricket by an innings in 5 hours and 53 minutes playing time. How would you like to watch cricket for 5 hours and 53 minutes?
I don't like hearing it for 5 seconds.
1932, the third Winter Olympic Games closed at Lake Placid, New York. And 1933, President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt survived an assassination attempt in Miami, Florida. The attempt by Chicago Mayor Anton Kremark was mortally wounded. Okay, this is written weird.
He was probably there and got hit, but unintendedly maybe.
So, yeah, from the other source, in Miami, Giuseppe Zangara attempted to assassinate U.S. President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt, but instead shot Chicago Mayor Anton J. Kremark, who died of his wounds on March 6. That's written a lot better.
I never knew they attempted assassination on him.
Yeah. 1936, Adolf Hitler announced the construction of the Volkswagen Beetle, the people's car, also known as the Käfer, the Beetle. And here it is.
The Beetle, yeah.
Yeah. It just reminds me, like, there's this one tweet by, a leftist. Obviously, these people are, like, dumb beyond comprehension, and they're blowing up at Elon Musk or anything, and I'm not, defending him at all or stuff, but they're going on about, oh, blah, blah, I'm not going to buy another Tesla again. I'm going to go buy a Volkswagen because I never want to support fascism. Like, bitch, do you not realize what you're doing? Like,
just to go back to that photo?
I already deleted it from the thing here.
Okay, don't worry about it.
But, well, I can bring it back up.
No,
One
don't
moment.
worry about it.
No,
Not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. I was going to say, see the two-pane rear view mirror?
Yeah. Well, no, look at the front, though. The front is one thing of glass.
Yeah. But I remember seeing that when I was after high school in the JC I went to. Man, that's an old one. It has that dual that bar in the center.
I wonder what the chances are of it being this same car.
No. Nil to none.
Yeah. In 1936 as well, Great Britain's 0-0 tie with the U.S. was enough to clinch their first ever Olympic ice hockey gold medal at the Partikirchen Winter Games broke Canada's 4 straight games golden streak. All right. 36. Sonja Henie of Norway became the most successful Olympic figure skater ever by winning her 3rd consecutive gold medal at the Garmisch-Partenkirchen Winter Games, defeating Cecilia College of Great Britain by 6.4 points.
I don't know why I know her name.
Sonja Henie?
Yeah. I don't know why.
A figure skater and actress.
Yeah, but it wasn't from
My
the
Lucky
Olympics
Star.
in '36. I wasn't born.
After this, she became an actress and starred in the film My Lucky Star, if that movie sounds any familiar.
No, I can't even tell you why I know that name. But I relate it more to sports than an actress. But I can't tell you why.
All right.
I just know the name, and it shocked me that I knew the name.
1939, German battleship Bismarck was launched. We spoke about that yesterday. 1941, Duke Ellington and his orchestra that first recorded Take the A Train, written by Billy Strayhorn at RCA Studio in Hollywood, California, and went on to become his signature tune.
Yeah.
All right. I've heard Take the A Train. Well, not heard, but I've heard of it.
Yeah.
1942, during World War II, British ruled Singapore surrenders to the Japanese. The fall of Singapore, following an assault by Japanese forces, the British General Arthur Percival surrendered. About 80,000 Indian, United Kingdom, and Australian soldiers became prisoners of war. The largest surrender of British-led military personnel in history. Wow. That's one hell of a call right there. 1943, wartime propaganda poster, We Can Do It, produced by J. Howard Miller and posted on the walls of Westinghouse Electric and Manufacturing Company's plants in the Midwest. Very famous photo right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. 84, 891.
But that's not Rosie the Riveter, I don't think.
It's yeah, it is.
Is that the nickname? Is that who it was? Is that the photo from that they?
That's supposed to be Rosie the Riveter.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna look it up here now.
I mean, it was obviously a nickname. But I've seen that photo before, but I think there was something else.
Rosie the Riveter. It's her.
Yeah, that is it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
1944, 891 British bombers attacked Berlin in the largest raid by the RAF against the city. There's a lot of planes there. We also have Allies began an attack on Axis-held Monte Cassino in Monastery, Italy. That was a rather, important battle. I never really followed much. Yeah, I never really followed much of the Italian campaign. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that Monte Cassino is one of the names I hear often. So it's something significant.
You don't hear much about the Italian.
Well, other than Palermo.
Palermo, yeah, with what's his name?
But that's on Sicily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't hear much about it, surprisingly.
No. Unless you actually look into it, which is wild because Benito Mussolini inspired Hitler. He's the inventor of fascism.
He's the jump start of the whole damn thing.
He's the reason why World War II, at least, didn't start in Europe for us, or we went to Africa first because of Italy's and, German backing up Italy. Their, freaking settlements, what are they called? Help me. Colonies and everything in Africa. They literally had just finished conquering, I think, Ethiopia right before the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939. So, 1945, during World War II, third day of the bombing of Dresden. We've been speaking about that for a couple of days. That's that bombing. 46, ENIAC, the first electronic general-purpose computer, was formally dedicated at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. Spoke about that yesterday. I'm just checking to see if there's any comments here. Where is this? There's that. No comments. 1949, Gerald Lancaster Harding and Roland Duvall began excavations at Cave 1 of the Qumran Caves, where they will eventually discover the first 7 Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh.
Yeah. 50, Walt Disney's animated film Cinderella premiered in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, feature length. That was really not heard of.
Yeah, well, no, the very first one I think was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
You're right.
So, but still, Cinderella.
I mean, it was still unusual.
Yeah. And then Boston, what an interesting place to premiere. Must have been more culturally relevant back then for that industry.
I guess, I don't know.
1952,
Giant came from the West Coast, so I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It opened on the East Coast.
Well, what's really interesting about the history of film and cinematography is that, as we know, what's his face, the asshole who killed Edison. Not the guy who killed us. Edison's the asshole. Like he created the first motion picture studio, but it was in New Jersey. Why did it go from New Jersey to Hollywood? Why is Hollywood the way it is? Because that's not where film was born. It was born on the other side.
So it was born on the East Coast.
But actually, I think I remember it had something probably to do with like some kind of like not a mafia, but like like a crime family, but like a mafia in the industry, of like cutthroat and everything, and maybe that's why Hollywood started up. There's some interesting history. A 1952 giant slalom event for men debuted at the Winter Olympics at Oslo Games. Stein Eriksen of Norway won gold ahead of Austrians Christian Pravda and Tony Spibib. How the fuck you pronounce? What is this letter?
What?
Look at that. It looks like a music note.
I don't know.
Like here, like you see, it's like a B, but it's not. It's weird. Spib or something. In 1954, first Bevatron particle accelerator operated in Berkeley, California. Okay. 54 as well, Canada and the United States agreed to construct the Distant Early Warning Line, a system of radar stations in the far northern Arctic regions of Canada and Alaska. Yeah, that'll help everybody. 55, first pilot plane. You know what will help? What else will help everybody? If freaking like Greenland does what we need it to do, or lets us go in and do what we need to do. Again, to defend against Russia.
What do you mean? Oh.
All the strategic stuff.
Well, the idea the president has is...
I know, he wants to annex it, but
Well, yeah, no, the importance, besides everything else, is it will be the cornerstone of the Golden Dome he wants to...
Well, see, the thing is that if
protect the entire United States with. So he's looking at Alaska and Greenland are the two cornerstones of that.
And see, the problem is that, Europe, God, what is wrong with them? We fund NATO. We outfit NATO. We supply NATO. We are the reason why Europe even still exists twice after, World War I and II. We're the reason why they don't speak German. We're the reason why they don't now speak Russian. Then if they stopped dragging their feet and defended their own fucking selves, we wouldn't have to even be considering, annexing Greenland. All this is happening because of their ineptitude.
That's another thing that bugged the president is that because of everything you're saying that we've done for Europe, he can't get any backing for protection of us.
Yeah. Oh, God help us if we get in trouble.
That kind of pissed him off.
If we get in trouble, we're on our own. Anyway, 1955, first pilot plant to produce synthetic man-made diamonds was announced. That's interesting there. 56, Pirates and KCAs canceled an exhibition game in Birmingham, Alabama, due to a local ordinance barring black players from playing against white players. Segregation. So
good call. Cancel the damn thing.
Yeah. 1958.
You guys.
Yeah. 1958, Sajafrodin Prawiranagara formed anti-government in Middle Sumatra. What the hell is an anti-government?
Who was that again?
You can read it.
No.
1961, plane crash killed the entire U.S. figure skating team outside Brussels Airport in Belgium en route to the World Championships in Prague from New York City. 73 crew and passengers, including 34 U.S. skaters, coaches, officials, and other team members, and a farmer on the ground were lost. Random-ass farmer on the ground getting taken out. Well, that sucks.
One damn farmer goes, it had to be him. Oh, my God.
J. Martha, that bird sure is big, I tell you what. Oh, no. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, that sucks.
I do remember that, though.
Yeah.
All those athletes being killed.
Yep. 1962, a lawsuit was filed on behalf of 9 families whose requests for children to be transferred to a newer school facility in Englewood, New Jersey. Parents charged denial was racial segregation. So, more, of that crap. 1963, first U.S. female world figure skating champion was Tenley Albright. All right. So, 1965, red maple leaf flag became the official flag of Canada. A new red and white maple leaf design was adopted as the flag of Canada, replacing the old Canadian red and sign banner. Didn't we talk about that, a couple weeks ago or something?
Can you pull up the difference between the old and the new? If you don't have it there, don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, we've done this before. Canadian.
I wanted to compare the two.
Then and now. No, it's had several renditions.
Yeah, we did. We looked at the whole deal for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, this is what we looked at.
Open image and new tab. Here we go. That's better.
Yeah. And
It used to just be Great Britain and then this and then, yeah. So this says 1965, but
So what was there till 65?
This it's 57.
57.
Oh, this was made in 57. So between 57 and 65, it was this.
That one only lasted 9 years.
But before that was this. All they did, it looks like, well, they changed a little bit to this seal here. If you look, like between these two, this one's green on the plants and this one's red. But even so, like the little harp-looking thing is slightly different over here. That's vastly different. And this one doesn't even have it.
Yeah. That's good for them. They came up with their own thing.
Yeah.
You know, that looks so English, the rest of them.
Yeah. 1967, first anti-bootleg recording laws were enacted. We're going to need those. And the longest dream, REM sleep, rapid eye movement, on record was experienced by Bill Carcassonne in Chicago, lasting 2 hours and 23 minutes. That's some really good rest right there.
Yeah.
1968, ABA basketball, Anaheim Amigos led Savage scored 10 three-point baskets in a game versus Denver Rockets. Back when three-pointers actually mattered.
Well, that's the ABA. So that was an upstart league. They took, when that was ready to fold, they actually took a few of the teams in, like
the NBA
into the NBA.
Yeah,
like I think Denver was one of the ABA teams that ended up going to the NBA, but only like 3 or 4 of them.
Is that a? Oh, that's just a hole. I thought that was like on your jacket. I thought it was like a thing.
Weather.
Yeah. 1968, John Lennon and his wife Cynthia and George Harrison, his wife Patty, and sister-in-law Jenny traveled to India to study transcendental meditation for 2 months with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi at his ashram in Rishikesh. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr joined them a few days later. Ringo only stayed for 2 weeks, though. Oh, okay. 1970, Dominican DC-9 crashed into the sea at Santo Domingo, killing 102 people. It says Dominicana de Aviación Flight 603 crashed into the Caribbean Sea after takeoff from Las Americas International Airport, killing 102, including members of the Puerto Rican's women national volleyball team and lightweight boxer Carlos Cruz. So another, that's weird on the same calendar date though, like, you know, roughly 10 years apart. 71, after 1,200 years, Great Britain abandoned pence and shillings system for decimal currency. So decimalization, all right. 72, President Velasco Ibarra of Ecuador deposed for the 4th time. Jose Maria Velasco Ibarra, serving as president of Ecuador for the 5th time, was overthrown by the military for the 4th time. Why does this keep happening? Why do they let him get into power again? You know, make up your mind. Both of them. You know, 4th time, 5th time, it's ridiculous. 72, sound recordings receive U.S. federal copyright protection for the first time. All right. 73, Freesville Academy, Tennessee, ended a 138-game basketball losing streak. Ooh. 73 as well, the USSR launched Prognoz 3 to study the sun, 589/200,300 kilometers. Okay. 1976, the 12 Winter Olympic Games closed in Innsbruck, Austria. In 78, escape mass murderer Ted Bundy was recaptured in Pensacola, Florida. 78 as well, Zaire revised its constitution. In 79, Paul Shirley, the age of 21 of Australia, sucked a lifesaver for 4 hours and 40 minutes. That's an interesting thing to record. I wonder if that was for some kind of record, you know, world record or something.
I don't know.
So I'm surprised they were able to not completely dissolve the lifesaver in that allotted amount of time. Maybe that's why it's a record.
Yeah.
So 79, Temple City Kazoo Orchestra appeared on the Mike Douglas Show. Okay, I got to. Oh yeah, that's Rosie the Riveter, and we'll get to the. Oh, we did this. ENIAC, that was a computer.
Yeah.
Now I want to look this up here on YouTube really quick to see if I can find it. Come on. What? Okay, this is not giving me anything. So, a kazoo orchestra though, like Temple City Kazoo Orchestra. Let's see if I can find anything just with that though. Temple City Kazoo Orchestra. Okay.
I know that you're interested in new
Do they actually play their kazoos?
That's right, they should.
Miss You by the Rolling Stones.
Okay. 1981, rocket-powered ice sled attained 399 kilometers per hour at Lake George, New York. Yikes. 1982, Dan Issel of the NBA Nuggets began a streak of 63 consecutive free throws.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Dan Issel.
Yeah. Did I miss him, 1980? I guess not. Or I guess I did. No. Oh, well. I just saw Wayne Gretzky, and I was like, didn't I have an ice hockey thing going on today? I don't know. Anyway, 1984, 500,000 Iranian soldiers moved into Iraq. That is alarming. 85, teen film Breakfast Club was released, written and directed by John Hughes, starring Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, and Ali Sheedy. I've never seen that movie, but it's very popular.
Sheedy. Why do I know that name?
I don't know. I remember Emilio Estevez, that name. I think that was actually mentioned in Roxbury. 1986, National Assembly of the Philippines proclaimed Ferdinand Marcos president for 6 more years after a rigged elections against Corazon Aquino, supercharging the ESDA People Power Revolution. 87, 1982, Masters champion Craig Stadler was disqualified from Andy Williams Open for kneeling on a towel to make a shot. 5 years later, they do that? Really? What the hell? 1989, Israel attacked border strip Taba near Egypt. Okay. 89 as well, Soviet military occupation of Afghanistan ended as the last Soviet troops crossed the Soviet-Afghan border after the Soviet-Afghan War. 1991, the Visegrad Agreement, or group establishing cooperation to move toward free market systems, was signed by the leaders of Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and Poland. All right. 1992, when it comes for you 100th episode of Cops airs on Fox, you know, reading it like in the song, you know. So, but yeah, that's cool. The 100th episode. 92, Jeffrey Dahmer was found sane and guilty of killing 15 boys, sentenced in Milwaukee to 15 terms of life sentences in prison. Good. 1994, well, not good. I would have rather have him be executed, because now I have to pay for his ass while he's still alive, you know, or somebody does with taxes. 94, Tom Barroso became the winningest U.S.-born goalie in NHL history as the Pittsburgh Penguins won 5-3 over visiting Winnipeg, past record of 252 career wins set by Frank Brimswick. So I did have a hockey thing, but just not about Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
95, population of People's Republic of China hit 1.2 billion people, mostly males. 1996, mortar attack by a far-left Marxist terrorist group on the U.S. Embassy in Athens, Greece, hit a parking lot wall and damaged 3 vehicles. It was fired by the revolutionary organization 17 November, whose first victim was Richard Weil in 1975, leading to the Intelligence Identities Protection Act. All right. 96, at the Xicheng Satellite Launch Center in China, a Long March 3 rocket carrying an Intelsat 708 crashed into a rural village after liftoff, killing somewhere between 6 and 100 people. So, you know,
quite a range.
Yeah, well, that just because China is, you know, is untrustworthy.
Yeah.
You know, so 96, then Prime Minister of Canada Jean Chrétien applied a chokehold to a protester named Bill Clinette. This incident was later named the Schwanninigan Handshake. What the hell is that? I have to look this up here, actually. YouTube, show me this handshake. Oh, here we go.
Jean Chrétien served as the Prime Minister of Canada from November. No joke, and almost a PR boon for Chrétien. He dubbed the chokehold a Shawinigan. Chrétien responded by grabbing the man in a chokehold.
Okay, so there's no video of it. 98, the Angel of the North, a large-scale steel sculpture, 20 meters or 66 feet tall by Anthony Goomley, was installed at Gateshead, Northern Ireland. All right. It just sounded interesting. I actually kind of want to see what this sculpture looks like. Oh, that. Okay, so that's what this was.
So what is it?
It's a giant sculpture, Angel of the North. Okay. So that's it right there.
When it was dark, it just looked like a plane or something.
Yeah. 1999, Wayne Gretzky. I did have something about Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky recorded 5 assists in New York Rangers' 7-4 win over the Predators. Takes a 1,000-point lead over Gordie Howe in all-time NHL scoring lead. Gretzky's only appearance in Nashville, not Tennessee. 2000. Indian Point 2 nuclear power plant in New York State vents a small amount of radioactive steam when a steam generator fails. That's not good. 2000 as well, Martin Brodeur became the first goaltender in NHL history to get credit for a game-winning goal as New Jersey won 4-2 over the visiting Philadelphia Flyers. That's very unusual. Yeah. 2001, the first draft of the complete human genome was published in the journal Nature. That's scary. We're starting to figure out things about ourselves that we probably shouldn't, 2002, at the Tri-State Crematory in Lafayette, Georgia, investigators found uncremated bodies disposed of in the woods and buildings on crematorium's property. One of the worst incidents of abuse in the funeral service industry. Wow, why would you...
Into the woods is what that said?
It just stored in the buildings in the woods. They're not cremating bodies. They're just throwing them out there. Absolutely reprehensible. Well, one of the few things I've heard that's worse, in that, realm of thinking is this man who donated his late mom's body for science or whatever, and somehow the U.S. military was able to purchase it, and they blew it up in some kind of munitions test or something. And it wasn't until later, he somehow found out or something. But what the hell? How come, why was that allowed to happen?
Yeah.
Why is the U.S. military blowing up corpses? What purpose does that have?
I don't know.
2003, an estimated 6 to 11 million people around the world took to the streets to protest against the war with Iraq. It says here protests against the Iraq war took place in over 600 cities globally, with an estimated number of between 8 to 30 million people participating, marking this as the largest peace demonstration in history. Yeah, I remember when all that was going on. 2003 as well, the last Ariane 4 rocket was launched from the Guiana Space Center, carrying Intelsat 907. 2004, the 46 Daytona 500, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won exactly 6 years to the day after his father, Dale Earnhardt Sr., won his first and only Daytona 500 in 1998. Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah.
2011, Libyan protests began opposing Colonel Muammar al-Gaddafi's rule. That makes me wonder, how many of those protesters were actual legitimate protesters, and how many of those, were jackals, were paid protesters, to push an agenda in that country to overthrow somebody who's trying to, get his country off of the petrodollar and onto a gold standard. Was he really as bad as we've been told by our media? Or was it all just giant bullshit lies because he was going against the Rothschilds? You gotta think. 2012, a fire at Comayagua Prison, Honduras, killed 358 people. From the other source, 360 people perished in a fire at the Honduran prison in the city of Comayagua. That's awful. 2013, the 2012 DA-14, an asteroid with a 50-meter diameter, came within 27,700 kilometers of Earth the same day as the Chelyabinsk meteor hit Siberia. That's really close.
Yeah.
And speaking of that meteor, we also have the Chelyabinsk meteor broke up over Chelyabinsk, Russia, injuring over 1,200 people, 26 to 33 times the energy of Hiroshima bomb. Wow. It exploded over Russia. A shockwave blew out windows and threw rocks into buildings. This happened unexpectedly only hours before the expected closest ever approach of the larger and unrelated asteroid 2012 DA-14.
That's pretty weird, unrelated.
Yeah.
And they're both here at the same time.
Yeah. 2014, world champion Alexander Tretyakov of Russia won the men's skeleton gold medal at his home Sochi Winter Olympics. What am I hitting here? Is that your shoe or?
Could be. I didn't feel it though.
What the hell is a skeleton gold medal? I've never heard of that.
It sounds like it's not necessarily a.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
That's weird.
I'm trying to think 2014 though. That's
Yeah.
really like because we've skipped some Olympics, you know, when they were in Russia or something, and you know, in protest, we pulled our whole United States team out. But I don't think that's it. I don't know what that is.
Speaking of gold medals, did you hear that the current Olympics, how horrible the medals are?
I haven't heard a thing. I haven't followed them. I haven't heard a thing.
I haven't followed them either, but I was watching Tyler Zed, his podcast, and they were talking about how like the quality of the metal is so bad, it's already disintegrating.
Oh my goodness.
Like, and they're saying like, because you know how like you know photo ops everything, the athletes do that, and then they let them drop. They said don't do that because the connection point is so weak, the metals just fall right off. Absolute garbage quality.
Wow.
And these are the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd be pissed. 2017, the Indian space rocket PSLV C-37 successfully launched 104 satellites in a single flight. That's awesome. 2018, Denver Serbian center Nikola Jokic recorded the fastest triple-double in NBA history, 14 minutes, 33 seconds, in the Nuggets' 134-123 win at Milwaukee. Jokic finished with 30 points, 17 assists, 15 rebounds.
So do you know what a triple-double is?
No, but isn't he like the first foreigner in the NBA?
No, not the first.
Okay.
But he's a major contributor. He's been the MVP of the league 2 times in a row there.
Yeah, I've heard his name.
Yeah.
No.
So a triple-double is a double is over 10 points.
Okay.
The triple part is at least 10 rebounds, at least 10 points, and at least 10 assists.
Okay.
So you do 10, 10, 10 or more. It's a triple-double.
And here I thought I just had to go to In-N-Out very hungrily. Triple, double, double. Well, 2018, this one raised an eyebrow. The first known case of transgender woman breastfeeding reported in Transgender Health Journal in U.S. That sounds like bogus. Like how you cannot how do you generate breast milk as a male? I mean, men do lactate. You know, it's not unheard of, but to breastfeed to that point, I don't know. This sounds like bullshit to push an agenda. Oh, but then again, you know, we spoke about this yesterday. We somehow have spinach programmed to send a signal if it detects bomb chemicals in the groundwater. You know, they're weird. Although that could be bullshit too. I don't know. 2018, U.S. President Donald Trump declared a national emergency to divert funds to build a border wall after signing bipartisan spending agreement to avoid another government shutdown. We needed that wall so bad. And now, look at us. I mean, you know, what is it? And thank God that they've already gotten, you know, like, God bless ICE, you know. But, like, there's still a lot more to get the hell out of this country. But for a while, it was, what, 1 in 5, 1 in 4 people in this country were illegals? Like, holy hell. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying.
Something like 20%, something like that.
That means, like, in this room, if there was 2 more of us, 1 of us would be illegal. Yeah. Wow. You know, or 5 of us, you know, then 1 of us would be illegal, you know. Anyway, 2021, major winter storm in the U.S. stretched from Texas to Maine, over 3 million without power in Texas, went on to kill 210 people. And we also have Nigerian Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala became the first woman and first African to lead the World Trade Organization. That's cool. First woman and African, you know. Hopefully she's just not a DEI to check mark boxes. Hopefully she earned it, but
see, there's the problem. When you
in 2021, you can't be sure, you know.
Well, see, there's the problem. All of a sudden, someone does something really good or gets recognized, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, is this a DEI thing? And they're just getting it because they're color. Now you're diminishing that person. And
yeah.
That's really not fair at all.
Yeah, but it's not anything of their. If they did earn it, then kudos to you.
But then there's a question mark. That's the problem.
It's a real bitch that society just like, in its effort to try to make things just for everybody, it just made things worse for everybody. Just across. I mean, look at, they took the Native American, the Indian off of Land O'Lakes. They took Aunt Jemima off the syrup. They even changed the name. And then they took Uncle Ben off the rice.
What did they change the name to? Do you know?
It was some other name. I think they've since brought it back for this exact reason. But they left the Quaker Oats guy. So great. You got rid of everybody's representation except white people. Good job, you fucking retards. Anyway, 2021, UK was the first European country to require travelers from COVID-19 hotspots to isolate themselves in quarantine hotels, following other countries such as Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. I remember when all that, if you travel for business or you're going on vacation or whatever, good luck to you. Because then, remember my old friend, I'm not going to say his name, but, the computer whiz guy.
Yeah.
He traveled quite often. He went to, Singapore for, a few days or anything. Well, if he ever did that during this time, he'd have to go there for, almost a month because he'd have to spend a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But he has to travel for work. So... a 3-day trip turns into 3 weeks immediately, and that just destroys. I wonder how he's doing. 2022, in the only podium sweep of the Beijing Winter Olympics, Germany took all 3 medals in the 2-man bobsled. Francisco Friedrich and Thorsten Marchi won gold. All right. 2023 as well, scientists warn that the Thwaites Glacier, the so-called Doomsday Glacier, and the size of Florida is weakening, threatening a global sea level rise of 1.6 meters. This sounds like liberal propaganda. And we also have Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon resigned after 8 years in office, the longest serving First Minister and the first woman. All right. 2024, and all I did to mark this was read this name right here, Caitlin Clark. I didn't even have to read the rest of the article. I want to talk about her. Became the NCAA Division I women's career scoring leader in a game for Iowa against Michigan, scoring a career-high 49 points. For
men and women, all-time leading score.
Yeah. I don't follow the WNBA. I don't really follow her. But just because liberals are so pissed off about her, to stick the lemon in the liberals' eye, I love talking about her. Just as a big F you. 2024, Germany became the world's 3rd largest economy after Japan slipped into recession. Uh-oh. Yeah. And that shall conclude the show for the day. Please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. For your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion. Please check the underbar. Look at all this. You saw all the stuff that I skipped over. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, and to yearn to learn, to see outside of what you think you know, to grow and to find enlightenment. We have to find common ground, with those who see their opinions differently from our own, find a better way to be better to one another. For all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, thank you very much for coming in and watching us, and until you will see us next time, whenever that is. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! I think I'm going to have a slice of cake.
Ooh.
Birthday cake.